The methodology is something like you first of all will be studying about the preparations and then the chemical reactions. So methodology, what method are you adopting? The method we are adopting is like for the preparation of the alcohols, we are adopting the method that is from the either carbonyl compounds or from the alkenes. So after once you get once you decide the objective of the study, then you have the methodology. But the methodology which you people adopting to study this chapter is basically by the help of the different kinds of the teachers and the professors and so on. So this is the methodology which you are adopting, and the methodology which I am telling you, to study this chapter is basically through the knowledge first of all, and secondly through the the practical applications also, and thirdly I would say but not the least is that the exposure which we had in our lives to so that we can let you know better that what actually happens in reality and what actually is written in the books. So everything written in the books it might not be true, because when you come to the practical level, the heterogeneity in the theory as well as in the practical life is totally altogether different. So therefore you should not only have the knowledge of the reactions ki okay, this is the reactant, this is the product, this we will be adding, but why are we doing that? So for that you should know that why are we doing that, and for that you would first of all decide the objectives of the study, like just now I told you. Then once you decide the methodology, after that you come out with some outcome. Once you will be attending this lecture about this alcohol, phenol and ether. After that you will be coming with the knowledge of this. So the outcome of this study is the knowledge about the different types of alcohols, then phenols and ethers, and that too in context of its properties, be it the physical property or the chemical property. And once are the familiar of all these things, then you can easily help someone ki okay, for this particular process you can have this kind of a alternative or that kind of the alternative. So this is about the the briefing about this, that why are we doing this chapter. The next thing I will be starting with over here is the preparation of the alcohols, and in the preparation of the alcohols, the first reaction I will be discussing is from the alkenes itself. And when we talk about the alkenes, I told you there are 4 methods actually for the preparation of the alcohols from the alkenes. The first method which we are going to start just now is from the the hydration of alkenes. Now when I say hydration of alkenes, basically what we are going to do is over here is that we will be adding a molecule of water to the alkenes. And when you add the molecule of water to the alkenes, basically it forms alcohol. How it forms alcohol, let us see through the mechanism. Now again, I would say over here is that because alkene is the raw material, so the first thing I would say again, the thought process should be like, because alkene is a raw material, so therefore the reaction which it will be showing over here is the electrophilic addition reaction. So in this case, for the hydration of the alkenes, what we use as a reagent is the H2SO4, that is sulfuric acid, in the presence of the solvent, that is H2O. Now in this case basically H2SO4 is a reagent and the solvent is H2O. And when just now I told you that we are preparing alcohols from alkenes, that is by the hydration. And when I say hydration, hydration means the addition of water molecule. And when you add a water molecule, basically we have 2 types. One is the proton, another is the OH minus ion which will be adding. So water molecule is basically added to the alkenes in the form of the H plus ion and plus in the form of the OH minus ion. And if you see over here that the reagent which we are using over here is the sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4. Now this sulfuric acid, this sulfuric acid has only H plus ion, and so that means when you are adding water molecule to the alkene, so the H plus ion of the water molecule basically comes from the reagent, that is H2SO4, and the the OH minus ion comes from the solvent. So basically the one point I would tell you over here is that when solvent act as a nucleophile, that reaction is known as the solvolysis. So in this case what I will be doing is, first of all, what will happen is the pi electron cloud of the alkene will be attacking on the electrophile, which is the H plus ion in this case, and that H plus ion can come from H2SO4, but it can also come from H3PO4 also. But again I would say it will not come from HCl or from HNO3. What is the reason behind it, I will let you know after the mechanism of hydration of alkenes. So what we do is basically, first of all, alkenes, in the alkenes we have the pi electron cloud. That pi electron cloud attacks on the electrophile, which is the H plus ion, that is in the form of the either H2SO4 or H3PO4, and once the electrophile is being added, then what you get is the carbocation. Now because again we have a formation of carbocation in this reaction, think about the rearrangement whether it is possible or not, and that I will be telling you through the illustration. Once the carbocation is formed and once it is stabilized, after that what you need to do is that what will happen is basically that the water molecule will attack on the carbocation. Now when water molecule attacks, then what it does is that it releases H plus ion also, and hence alcohol is formed. So therefore if you brief this reaction, if you do the briefing of this reaction, it is something like the attack of the pi electron cloud on the H plus ion, carbocation is formed, then it is stabilized by the rearrangement reaction, and after that what will happen is that the water molecule or the solvent will attack on the carbocation and hence form the alcohol. So this is basically the generalized reaction for the hydration of alkenes.